Now we need a new action method to handle the data, the new diary entry from our form.
Let's have a look at the identity implementation to see how form data is handled.
So we go to the account controller and look for the login action method. So you can see here we have two action methods with the same name. Login here, that's used to show the login form. And then the second one used to process the form data. You can see here it's overloaded. It has the view model as a parameter that contains the form and return URL that's not interesting for us, and some attributes. So we need this one. This marks it as action method used for HttpPost. That's the command send from our browser to the server. Allow anonymous. That's attribute we don't want in our case, because the diary should only be used by authenticated users. And then we have this ValidateAntiForgeryToken. That's a security mechanism that essentially assures that the only one who can send data to our application is the user itself, and it's not a malicious, and it's not a hacker with some script trying to insert data in our application. Okay, let's go back to our diary controller and code our HttpPost Action method. Okay, that's it. Public action result index. We have used our add diary entry view model as a model for the form, and now we need to pass this to our action method. So diary controller add diary entry view model as our model. Let's have a look at the account controller. We want the HttpPost attribute and the ValidateAntiForgeryToken. So we add these HttpPost and the ValidateAntiForgeryToken. What it does next is if model state is not valid. So what this does is it checks if our model is valid, so the text is not too long. We have any text because it's required, so we can copy that. Also, because our view is not named index, we also have to pass in the view name. And what's telling here, not all code paths return a value. So if we go back to the login in account controller, you can see here. So what's missing is a return. What we want actually is if everything is fine, we want to show our diary. So we copy this method. If the model state is not valid, we want to re-show the form with the current model, with the current text. Here we will need to save our entry to the database. I would just leave a comment, missing storing diary entry and database, or I can just mark it as a to-do. In order to test our new action method, let's copy some code from above here. I will only leave in here one entry and replace the constant text with the text passed to our method in the model. Save. Build. Test in the browser. Let's see, we had a new text here. Test text. What just happened here? So let's say diary test text. Okay, it's working. Another different. Nice, we can process data from our form. Let's go back to Visual Studio and save our progress and source control. This case is only one file, the diary controller. Double click, where you can see this is new. This is the post action method we just added. So a useful commit message might be add diary entry post action method. Commit. What's missing is the capability of actually store our data. That's what we will be doing in the next step.